What is going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Afzal Hussein. For those of you that are new here, be sure to subscribe. I do lots of videos on career advice for investment banking, consulting and general tips for students and graduates. And last week we spoke about how to get an internship at Goldman Sachs. I lied, we didn't speak about that. Last week we spoke about the differences between the front office and the back office of an investment bank. Actually, that was 2 weeks ago. Last week we spoke about a day in the life of a Goldman Sachs analyst. That's what we spoke about. If you haven't seen any of those videos yet, make sure you check them out. The links are below. And if you're new to the channel, do subscribe. And that way, if you turn on post notifications, you'll be the first to hear about my videos every time I release them every Wednesday. Today, what I want to talk to you about specifically is a message for the graduates. Those of you who have secured offers at top investment banks, and those of you who have secured offers at top consulting firms, finance firms, business organizations, whatever it might be. Because oftentimes, you know, we get super excited that we're joining these organizations, and we should be excited because we've worked hard, we've interviewed, we've prepared, and it's a position that we've earned our right to go and work in, right? But we must not forget to keep a longer term view and a longer term plan. So always keep in mind a 3 to 5 year plan of where you want to be 3 to 5 years from now. It's important to do so because if you don't, you will just end up ebbing and flowing, going with the flow, and then you might end up somewhere where you're not happy, or you might look back and wish you had planned things a bit better. My advice to you would be, the organization you're joining, it's important to spend at least 1 or 2 years there in order to find your feet, embrace the learning curve, and see if you actually enjoy it or if you have zero passion for that role. Because, you know, you can't do so in 6 months because you might just get super boring work for 6 months. So 18 months to 24 months is a good time period to really see if, you know, this role is for you. If you try and move before 2 years, you're kind of seen as inexperienced. If you try and move after 5 years, you know, you're seen as an experienced professional. You're going to be an expensive hire. Someone with more than 5 years of work experience, they're going to be, you know, earning a decent amount of money. And so when they want to move, it's going to cost a lot for new companies to hire them when they can go and pay less for a more hungry or ambitious 4th year or 3rd year employee or analyst or associate. So it's key in that 2 to 5 year gap. So when you've got 2 years of experience, 3 years experience, 4 years experience, at that time it's important, it's imperative for your career development to step back from your current role and do 2 things. The first of which is ask yourself genuinely, am I happy here? Do I like the work? Can I see myself grow in this seat, in this organization? And secondly, you have to look around at your organization, at your team members, and at the people around you, and ask yourself, do I aspire to be like any of these individuals? Because as an analyst or an associate in a seat, your trajectory is towards the VP in your team or the MD. And if you like the look of that, then you should stay there and work your socks off and work hard and climb. If you don't feel it's for you, then you step back and then look at alternative options. One, you should look at, so these are the 3 things you should look for and at. 1, internal mobility options. So do you think you could move within the company in a different division? So maybe you're suited for a different type of business area. Internal mobility options. The second thing you should look at is alternative companies. So if you're in an investment bank or a consulting firm, maybe you might want to join a competitor. They might have a better career opportunity for you or career offering for you. So internal mobility options, or potentially joining a competitor because, you know, you're not happy with your current pay, you're not happy with the current work-life balance, you're not happy with your team, whatever it might be. Or thirdly, last but not least, you might, you know, want to take a big risk and consider something completely different. You might want to leave the world of finance, consulting, and go and join a startup, or you might want to go and do your own thing. You might want to go and do some entrepreneurship. Whatever you do, it's important to have that 3 to 5 year plan, because when you're thinking ahead, it allows you to plan ahead. And if you're not planning your steps carefully, then you're just going to be very reactionary in your career. And that is something that you don't want to be. You don't want to be reactionary. You want to know where you're going, and you want to be in control of your career development, in control of the various aspects of your life, whether it's financial, emotional, physical, mental, material, spiritual, whatever it is, you want to be in control. And the best way to be in control is to plan 3 to 5 years ahead. Caveat, Obviously we can't plan our lives to a T. We don't know everything that's going to happen, but look, if a ship takes off from the harbour, you've all probably heard this saying, and it's got a destination to go to, it's got a plan and it's going to go there, right? And so there's someone on the steering wheel guiding it. If you just turn the ship on, you don't have a destination and there's no one steering the ship, and you just hit the engine and it goes, that ship is going to crash. Similar, use that concept for your career. If you know where you're going, you've got an end point, you're at a start point, you've got an end point, you need to guide yourself there, right? If you just start and you don't know where your end point is, you don't have a plan, or you don't have a driver in the driving seat, how are you going to get there? Same thing, right? So always think 3 to 5 year plan. That's my advice for recent graduates. Your first 2 years are going to be tricky in any leading industry, in any leading field, whether it's medicine as an F1 or an F2, junior doctor, whether it's law, whether it's investment banking, consulting. Your first 2 years are going to be challenging. So don't just quit after 6 months or 1 year. Experience it, see how it, embrace the ups and downs. And then once you hit that 2 year point, step back, talk to a few good friends, family, close people, and, decide what you want to do next, because we must always remember that careers are long, right? Your career is 40 to 45 years long. The first 10 years are super important for you to find your feet. That's why the first 10 years are where you can kind of take the most risk. You can move around, find your feet. But after 10 years, you become you're going to be over 30, so it won't be as easy to move. You're going to be experienced, but you're going to be expensive, and so every time you move, it's a huge cost to organizations. So find your feet, have a 3 to 5 year plan, and there's going to be ups and downs. That's part of the process, so enjoy it, enjoy the journey. If you found any of that useful, or if you've got any questions or comments, leave them in the comments below, and I'll be back next Wednesday with another video for you. So thanks for watching, make sure you hit subscribe, and I'll catch you soon. Peace.